Most leaders don't fail because they lack intelligence. They fail because they cannot control themselves. Some of the smartest people in the room are the least stable under pressure. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Your greatest threat as a leader is not competition. It is your unmanaged emotion. One emotional reaction can undo 10 years of credibility. One defensive moment can weaken an entire team. One uncontrolled response can damage your authority permanently. Today, we are going to examine why intelligent leaders still collapse, what happens in the critical seconds that determine your reputation, and how to become emotionally stable under pressure. This is not about being soft, this is about leadership survival. You can have strategy, you can have degrees, you can have technical brilliance, but if you cannot manage emotional pressure, you will struggle to lead sustainably. Think about the last time you saw a leader lose credibility. It was rarely because they lacked knowledge. It was because they reacted impulsively, handled criticism poorly, lost composure publicly, allowed ego to override wisdom. Intelligence may open doors, but emotional maturity keeps them open. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and direct emotions in a way that produces stability and effective relationships. It is not personality, it is discipline. And discipline under pressure builds trust. Let us examine the hidden chain that drives most leadership breakdowns. Trigger, interpretation, emotion, behavior. Someone challenges your idea. You interpret it as disrespect. You feel irritation. You respond defensively. The trigger was external, but the reaction was internal. Most leaders become aware of their emotion after damage is done. The emotionally intelligent leader recognizes it early. Self-awareness asks, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? What belief is underneath this reaction? Without this inner clarity, leadership becomes impulsive, and impulsive leadership is unstable leadership. There is a difference between healthy identity and defensive ego. Healthy identity allows feedback. Defensive ego protects image. Ego reacts when status feels threatened, control feels reduced, competence feels questioned. You may notice ego patterns such as over-explaining, interrupting, becoming cold or distant, sarcasm disguised as intelligence, withdrawing emotionally. Emotional intelligence requires self-honesty. Ask yourself, am I responding to the issue or defending my image? Secure leaders reflect, insecure leaders react. The difference is emotional awareness. There is a small window between stimulus and response. That window determines your leadership ceiling. When something triggers you, your nervous system activates quickly. Emotion rises. But here's the key insight. Emotion is temporary. If you pause, you regain control. In that brief pause, you decide whether you escalate or stabilize. Instead of reacting immediately, you observe. Instead of defending, you breathe. Instead of interrupting, you listen. That pause protects your credibility. It protects your relationships. It protects your influence. Emotional regulation is not suppression. It is disciplined response. And disciplined response creates executive presence. Leadership is relational, and relationships are emotional systems. Empathy is not weakness. It is advanced social intelligence. There are 3 levels of listening: waiting to speak, listening to understand words, listening to understand emotion. Most professionals operate at the first level. High-level leaders operate at the third. When people feel understood, resistance decreases. When resistance decreases, collaboration increases. Psychological safety drives performance. Teams that feel emotionally safe innovate. Teams that feel emotionally unsafe protect themselves. Emotional intelligence creates environments where clarity replaces fear, and that's a competitive advantage. Your leadership impact is limited by your emotional stability. If you are easily offended, your team walks carefully. If you are unpredictable, people withhold information. If you cannot handle criticism, you limit growth. Influence without emotional discipline becomes manipulation. Influence with emotional discipline becomes trust. The more authority you have, the more emotional discipline you require. Power amplifies emotion. Stability protects power. The strongest leaders are not the loudest, they are the most anchored. An anchored leader does not swing with praise. They do not collapse under criticism. They do not react impulsively in public moments. They are internally grounded. And that grounding produces external clarity. Leadership is not about controlling others, it is about mastering yourself. When you master your inner world, you stabilize your external influence. Emotional intelligence is not about being agreeable, it is about being stable. It is the disciplined capacity to understand and manage your inner state so that your leadership remains consistent under pressure. The greatest threat to your influence is not external competition, it is unmanaged emotion. When you master your emotions, you protect your credibility. When you protect your credibility, you protect your influence. And when your influence is stable, your impact becomes sustainable. Master your inner world, and you will master your leadership. If this challenged you, good. Because in the next session, we will go deeper into identifying the hidden emotional blind spots that quietly limit high performers and how to eliminate them. Your leadership ceiling is determined by your emotional discipline. Stay with the series. The transformation builds step by step.